So I have been doing this thing where I go back and watch movies I've never seen before,
Yeah.
and I've found some really good ones in the last year that I've been year and a half that I've been doing this. And the one I'm going to talk about today is no exception. I'm starting to really love this movie. It's Thief, Michael Mann.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, and it's James Caan. And if you want to watch the movie, it's available on Roku, Tubi, a couple of those freebies. So you have to watch a couple commercials because it's not streaming, or it's streaming on MGM Plus.
Okay.
But it's 81 crime noir thriller. It's Michael Mann's maiden voyage
Yeah.
into films. The movie it's a very small story. It's beautifully shot. The soundtrack is killer. Um, I mean, obviously, tremendously acted. I mean, James Caan is he's in his element here. I love everything about. I love the grit. I really love the way it's shot. It just got so much atmosphere. It's got so much texture. And Michael Mann lets you live in there with these characters, and you feel like you get to know them. And I mean, for me personally, I completely am on James Caan's side. The
Hmm.
entire film. He's a thief, obviously, as he holds true to the title, and he does these these high end jobs. He's not like a petty thief or anything like that. I don't want to give away too much of the plot in case anyone hasn't seen it, but
Yeah.
I can't recommend this movie enough. And a lot of people, you say Michael Mann, the first thing off right out of the gate, Heat.
See, I've never really been like a super duper fan of Heat. Like I saw it in the theater when it came out in 95, but Thief came across my radar a few years ago and I watched it and I don't know. I think I tend to like early films, from directors. There's a little bit more grit, there's a little bit more edge, there's a little bit more energy in those early films.
Yeah, it's like kind of like what you said there. I'm finding when I go back and I watch these movies from the 70s or like in the early 80s, it's just something about that gritty city, that and Thief has this in spades, the way that all these shots in this movie are framed, and just even seeing the equipment he uses to break into the safes or the drills or the like it's like it just feels like it's right there. It's so tangible, and it just pulls
Yeah.
you right in, man. It's such a good movie.
Yeah, honestly, for me, that might be the only one I would want to own. I'm not a huge Michael Mann fan, but Thief is tops.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's a good choice, man. I concur.
cool. You should go back and watch it again because I think you're gonna have more appreciation because I did the second time I watched it, and I think you'll like it too. It's very sleek, it's very cool, but it's got heart, it's got edge, it's got a little bit of everything in it, and it's not just a typical like, oh, he's this this tough guy who's he's breaking into safes. There's more depth to his character there I
Yeah.
mean, it's funny because you watch some of these movies and you say, oh well, that's kind of cliche, but back then it wasn't as cliche. 81 is not as cliche. It sets the tone for movies to come, and so people, we talk about that all the time. This sets the standard, or this sets an example, or is copied or derivative of. But this is, I think, one of those movies as far as heists go that has added a lot to the genre.
Without putting it over too much, I will just simply say that the cinematography can only really be described as sexy.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
it's
It's a
cool.
sexy looking film.
Yeah, it's a cool movie. It's a cool vibe to it. I dig it. I'm probably gonna watch it again this week. The more I watch it, the more I think about it. I'm like, man, I really like this movie, and I'm happy when that happens because when I see a movie for the first time, I'm like, oh, I kind of wanted that to be a little bit better. They're
Yeah.
gonna fuck. Well, fuck, okay, but this one was like, oh, this is like the driver I talked about a couple times ago, and it was a
Yeah.
nice little surprise. And I like when I could find these little gems that people forget about, or that like you said, it gets overshadowed by the later work, the more popular work, like Rushmore for Wes Anderson, stuff like that. So yeah, I was like, let me just bring this one to the table today. I think it's a good choice.
yeah. Me this week is completely different than yours, Steve, because it's quite a sad movie, but you can have funny lines, funny moments. It's A Real Pain by Jesse Eisenberg, and you have Kieran Culkin and Jesse Eisenberg in it. I don't know if you heard about this movie. I know it was nominated for Golden Globes and the Oscar, and I think Kieran Culkin won Best Actor in a Supporting Role.
Yeah.
So well deserved. And so the movie is about two cousins, so Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin, who joined a group in Poland to how to say that? To honor their recently passed away grandmother, who was a deportee during the World War II. So that's why it's not that funny. It doesn't sound funny, but actually, as I said, you have funny moments. It's an emotional movie. You goes from laughter to tears, because of course it talks about a tragic moment in history, right?
Mm.
But also you have the family bond between the two cousins who are completely different. Those two guys are completely different. You have Jesse Eisenberg, who plays quite the same role as usual. The smart guy, a bit boring because he knows everything, and he has a wife, a child. He eats healthy. He does everything everyone wants him to do. He's always playing this type of role. I mean, that's my opinion. And Kieran Culkin is the opposite. A very joyful guy. He's an artist. He's really talented, but he's moody, so sometimes he's in his ups and sometimes in his downs. But, it's really a social guy, and he's, I don't know if you say that, but he's the group binder, thanks to him, everybody speak up about their problem, because that's the negative point of this film. It's a group movie. I mean, you have many people around them, but everything is about those two protagonists. So yeah, that's the negative point. They haven't developed the other characters, and that's a shame. You have Jennifer Grey in this movie, and I think that's the first time I see her in something else than Dirty Dancing. So
Wow.
I was surprised. I was like, "Oh my god, is that the girl?" Because she had a nose job.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure. I was like, I think it's her, and yeah, it was her.
It's interesting because when you say a name like Jennifer Grey, like now I'm interested. You know what I mean? Like that happens. It's like, oh yeah, like it seems cool. Like, oh yeah, good for him. He won the award, and like, all right, yeah, maybe I'll see it one day. But like, I love hearing the names of these actors, because then it's like, oh, they're in it. Oh, I want to check in with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now it's exciting and it's interesting. And it's like, oh, it's not just, the Kieran Culkin show and the Jesse Eisenberg show. It's like, oh, we got, a little bit of flavor here from Jennifer Grey. Let's see what she brings to this. So like now I'm actually really interested in seeing this movie. I don't know how big her part is, but nevertheless, like I'm intrigued.
That's like when we did the menu and Judith Light was on there. Got my money.
Yeah, right? Angela.
But yeah, I highly recommend this movie. It's a very good one, and I love the title. I was thinking of that yesterday. The title, because a real pain. At the beginning of the movie, you think it's J.C. Eisenberg, the real pain, because as I said, is the smart guy who knows it all, and then you have Kieran Culkin with his ups and downs, so you think he's the real pain. But at the end of the movie, you realize that the real pain, it's what their grandmother had when she was a deportee at the World War. And it put in perspective your everyday worries with a very tragic moment in history.
I do like also, yeah, when like a title hits on different levels, like you can take it at face value, like literally, okay, who's the real pain, but then, as you watch it, like it resonates. And so when the title like can resonate through the story in different layers, I always think that's just a good mark of writing and or of just even marketing. It's like, oh, that's the perfect title for that story, and like, credit to Jesse Eisenberg, because he wrote it, right? He wrote and directed it.
Yeah.
Good for him. And you know what? Like, not for nothing, like, as a smart filmmaker, he's playing to his strengths. So he's going to play the uptight, guy, because that's what he does. And he does it pretty good. So, but he picked the right co-star to play off of and to evoke the necessary elements of the story for him. So I'm interested in seeing that one.
Yeah, it's
I
on my
was
list.
interested before Jennifer Grey, but now you kind of put it over the top. That's going on the list.
Yeah, it's on my list of new ones to see.
Speaking of new ones, I've watched a couple of movies this week because we're talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly this month. I watched Juror #2, which is Clint Eastwood's latest film as a director. And I hear that it might be his last film as a director as well, because he is 95,
Yeah.
as of May 31st. So well done him, and this film, I'm going to say, I always love Clint. He is a selling point for me personally, always has been, always will be. And as a filmmaker, I think his skills are probably even a little bit sharper than his acting. He's able to tap into different things and different stories and different kinds of stories that you would never see him in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's also a real credit to him as a filmmaker, is he doesn't always put himself in all of his films.
Yeah.
He knows when he's needed or when he's required or when he's, going to be at his best. And in Juror #2, he is just behind the scenes, doing the directing, doing the producing, and Nicholas Hoult carries the film. He's the main character. He is Juror #2. I didn't know who else was in it. Toni Collette is in it. J.K. Simmons is in it. Zoe Deutsch is in it, who is, of course, the progeny of mine and Steve's, greatest love, Leah Thompson. Basically, the dude that Nicholas Hoult plays gets called in for jury duty, and he winds up being selected for a case that he is inadvertently directly involved in. And so now it's kind of like, oh, does he come forward? Like, what does he do? And it's, really kind of a very clever and interesting twist on the 12 Angry Men story. It's not a remake, but it's almost like a contemporary warped reimagining of 12 Angry Men, because now he's trying to champion the guy he knows is innocent, and it's like, what are you going to do? How would you do? What would you do? I don't know. My only real, I don't even want to say it was a problem with the movie, but when it got to the ending, it was like a little too ambiguous. Like and because of everything that happens throughout the course of the film and the decisions that he makes and the choices that other characters make and the road that's taken, it's like, how could this possibly end in a satisfactory way? You know what I mean? Like, it's, what's already happened. So it's like, oh, that's a great idea. And then they don't paint themselves into a corner, but they don't exactly put like the nail in the coffin. So it's like, oh man. So it has like kind of a little ambiguity in the ending, which I don't mind, but I still don't know if I like it or not.
I loved the end because I watched this movie when it came out. I watched it in theater. Yeah. And I agree with you. It's not the best of Clint Eastwood, but it's definitely not the worst. And I love the story, to be frank with you. I really love the story because it's something you can relate. It can happen to you. And I don't know if I would have done the same thing. It's complicated, really, and that's what
I don't want to spoil it for Steve or anybody who's watching, but it's definitely worth checking out, and it definitely makes you question.
It challenges your morality. So I really love this movie, and I love the end because of the ambiguity. I think it's when I left the theater, I was still thinking about it because of the end, so
exactly. The whole next day I was like, I still don't know how I feel. Like it's ambiguity like penetrates you as a person and your morality. It's like, whoa, like which way do I go? Like it's so sharp.
Yeah.
Well, now I got to watch it. It was already on my list. The ever-growing, no end in sight list of things to watch, but it's on there.
So, Juror #2, Clint Eastwood. I hope he's got more in the tank, but if he doesn't, it's not a bad spot to get off the road. So, those are the coming distractions for this week.